Glad you're with us on Your Financial Compass. Thanks for being here. Brad Johansson, Chris Bulman, Scott Vallan, Bowman Wealth Group, and looking on putting together Your Financial Compass review. Thanks for being here. How are we, guys?
You know, we start every show, if you've seen the show, you know, with Scott making a dig at me. It's not planned, but he always has a good one. So I thought today I would start with something nice about Scott. Scott is a musician, right? Scott creates music in his spare time. He has a studio home and he creates music, and he's actually featured on some CDs in Europe. Like, I don't know if you consider it lounge music or...
No, it's zither, zydeco, and...
Keep going, another word that I might know.
No, not. I like hip hop and electronic music. So I'm famous in parts of the UK.
Really?
Not really, but that's where the label is, and I think I've sold tens and tens of copies.
But so you know, he's a music. He also claims to be the most knowledgeable on hip hop and pop music in the 80s and 90s, I think. So
and early 2000s.
If you want to bring that
you
up
might know as much, but no one knows more.
Are you like Jeopardy worthy knowledge?
Absolutely.
That good?
Yeah.
He has a memory it's pretty impressive.
Ridiculous.
I don't remember what today's show's about, but that stuff I know well.
Well, this is what Chris said to me. Today he came into the studio and he said, you know, I know a lot of people, Brad, and you are one of them.
Yeah, and he was right.
Yeah, and he's right. So with that, we begin our financial compass.
Yeah, before
Thanks
you
for
change
being
the
here.
channel, wait.
Do we have to look you up somewhere on this zither stuff?
It's under my alias, Don
Julio?
W-R-I-N-K-L-E-S, Don Wrinkles. No, it's not really it, but you could, if you search, I'm not going to give it away.
We've sent you into oblivion on this one.
Just know that he creates great elevator music.
It's not his style. He likes bad music. I only make good music.
Bad music is different.
Yeah. Not bad as Michael
I will say,
Jackson
I think was that what you had on the car on the way to the airport? Yeah, it was actually really good. It was put me in kind of a relaxing, you know, hip-hop relaxing trance.
Kind of like you were in a massage chair on the way to the airport. All right.
Well,
so anyway, back to the book.
Yeah. So
we
Chris's
didn't even
book.
start with a book.
Yeah.
Let's go to the book.
To the book.
Let's take us out of this zither. This is your book that Chris has created. Very popular in the UK right now.
Yes.
The Financial Compass. You can scan the QR code, and the price is what?
It's complimentary, and when you open the book, Scott's music plays.
Yeah, it just plays. It's a perfect
It's like
synergy.
a greeting card.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic book. If you're wondering about how to create a plan as you get closer or in retirement, this is a great start, and we have bookmarks in there with QR codes, and you can call us at any time. We'll send a video every few weeks about each chapter, so we kind of keep you encouraged and motivated.
That's cool. You didn't share that before.
Yeah, to keep reading. Well, as soon as you start the first chapter, you'll get the next video, but we're waiting, so we track you.
All right, I love that. Well, this is the Bulman Way. No better way to lead into the show than you never start a financial show the way that we do that. That's kind of the Bulman Way. But the Bulman Way is on financial planning that is going to last, and understanding that just kind of hoping into retirement is probably the wrong way to go. The number on your screen is for a complimentary financial compass review to put together all of this plan. So if we're laying that foundation, if we're offering that, Chris, what is the Bulman Way, and what does financial planning begin with when we're starting to lead into how we're going to do this for the next 30 years?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is a visit, right? Whether it's a phone call, a Zoom meeting, or Microsoft Teams meeting, or in person, it's just getting face-to-face and taking your questions, really. I mean, we ask you a lot of questions. Scott will always say, if Scott's sitting with a prospective client or doing a Zoom meeting, he'll talk maybe 5 minutes of the entire 40-minute or 30 minutes or hour, whatever it is. He'll talk very little, but it'll be poignant questions to get you to open up about what concerns you, what you're looking for. You're not going to come in and he's going to try to wow you with all this whippersnapper stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CD stuff that he knows and he's an expert on. There's no point in that. I mean, we know he's a genius, musically. So then it's really about you. It's about you opening up and sharing, I want to travel, I want to go to Europe, or I've been all over the world, I was in the Navy, I don't want to go anywhere, my wife's tired of traveling, we want to travel America, or we don't want to travel, we want to join a tennis club, or we have health concerns, help us with long-term care. Whatever it is, we're going to get it out of you, and then we're going to find out in that first meeting what questions do you have? Would you like to schedule a second meeting? In that second meeting, we would start talking about a financial plan and building the plan for you. But first, do you even like us? Do you like Scott? Do you like Sean? Do you like Taryn or Stephanie or Marcos? And as you make that decision, we schedule that second appointment. That's where we really start building. But at the end of the first appointment, here's my promise. You're going to walk away either a friend with some new knowledge and you've been pointed in the right direction, or you're going to want to come back for a plan. Either way is a win for us and is a win for you.
This isn't scripted, which you're getting used to with me.
I'm not a good reader, so.
Yeah, hold up. I'm going to take that again from the top. I lost my script.
What have you learned in the time of putting Bulman Wealth Group together and adjusting these plans from the clients that you've now enjoyed for a lot of years and helping them do exactly what they want to do, that you have adjusted? Because I think, and I always talk about this, that you're in this stage of accumulation. You don't adjust a whole lot because you're growing, you're figuring it out, you're leaving it there, the market's the best place to go. But the plan is really different. And you always set the pillars for this plan, but I know both of you well enough to know that you do not accept, hey, this is pretty good, we're doing pretty good. It is always, how are we getting better? So when I say this isn't scripted, how have you adjusted when you started putting together a plan to where you are right now, which I know isn't going to stay exactly in the same place that it is right now?
One thing Chris learned, the best decision he ever made was hiring me. So we'll take it from there. So one of the things that I think we take pride in is we've been in the business long enough to have seen various things, but we're not so old that we're stuck in our ways, because things are always going to change. New tools are going to come out, new strategies. Some are awesome, some are not, but we're aware of them and we're not so stubborn, like this is the way to do it. You only choose this, or these are terrible, or this is this or this. It's having to adapt because it's always changing. And the plans, so on a philosophical level,
okay,
we want to keep common sense at the core of it. But at the same time, everyone's plan is going to be slightly different, and that plan is going to change over time, and how can we adjust? And we're not so staunch and stuck in our ways that we're not willing to if we feel like something might be a better fit or something might not be. And sometimes we'll sit down, present everything, and if someone's not on board, well, I like this about this, but I don't like that, then we'll move on to something else. But when we're building the plan, speaking of change, the plan is going to change, and we have to adapt and change with it. And what you like now might not be the same in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Or all these different things, or rules change, tax rules change, which they will. How can we adjust and always make sure that we're hopefully staying ahead of the curve, so the next big thing isn't detrimental because we're already prepared for it?
Pillars. You've set on, here's what we have to do when we put together a plan. What are those?
Income planning, asset management, legacy planning, healthcare planning, and tax planning. And those are all included in our book. How we talk about those, the things you should be thinking about. If you're 30 years old right now with a spouse, maybe 2 or 3 kids, a job, guess what you need? You need life insurance. No matter what, it's huge to me. You can buy from whoever you want. You don't have to buy it from us, but you protect your family. That's number one. So the base has to be strong. Protect your family if something happens to you. After that, we've got to start building some savings, right? Most of our clients are way past that, but building savings, you have to have 6 months of spending in a bucket, in a bank, somewhere that you can get access. Once you're there, then we move on to putting away money for the future, the accumulation phase. We do that for 20 or 30 or 40 years. Then we get to the retirement, the distribution phase. We need to have an income plan for that. So we look at all of those 5 pillars along the way. All the way back in your 20s and 30s, we're telling you, we're not like a CPA saying, max your 401k this year so you get a tax write-off. We're saying, if you max your 401k, here are the benefits. You're going to get a match. Here's what it's going to look like in the future. You're going to get taxed on, $2 quadrillion because you put it all in the traditional. If you put it in the Roth, this is what it looks like. So we're thinking year 1 and 20 and 30 years later, whereas typically CPAs are only thinking of reverse. Their biggest complaint, really, they're reacting to what happened last year.
The idea is getting started and finding out truly if the Bulman Wealth Group is right for you. And to do that, it's getting a second opinion at 888-970-4680. 85 to put together a complimentary financial compass review that takes you into and through your retirement, because that's your fear, is am I going to have enough to go and last my whole life? Do I have enough right now to go? And if I don't, what do I need to do to get there? All of that's included in this, 888-970-4685. More about how they do things and how you can be included in that when we return.
After college, I spent 8 years active duty as an Army officer, as a captain in the Army. And I was really driven by this idea of service and serving something bigger than myself. And when I got out of the military, it was an easy transition to financial services as a financial advisor. There was a firm that was looking for military officers who had just gotten out. They had done a study, and the people that served in the military tended to do well in financial services. And once I got into it, I just really fell in love with not only working with clients, but building portfolios, the strategic part. Just like in the military, in a military operation, you're here today and later you want to get to this destination. How are you going to get there safely? Planning all the logistics, the danger areas, planning around those. They just related to each other in a way that just made sense for me. And this feeling of serving clients, serving others that's bigger than myself became kind of my calling, just as serving in the military was my calling.
As Americans, we strive for better. From a better house to a better career to a better life for our kids. Better has become the American way. But when it comes to your retirement, what does better mean to you? More income? A flexible lifestyle? Better solutions? A better retirement begins with a plan. To get your complimentary written financial plan, call the number you see here. You only retire once. This is your opportunity to plan for better.
Glad you're with us on your Financial Compass. Brad Johansson, Chris Bulman, Scott Villan, Bulman Wealth Group, and we're talking about the Bulman Way because I think a lot of you are trying to figure out whether or not I can find somebody I can trust. This is everything I have. Do I have somebody that I can create a relationship with on a retirement plan that's going to last 3 decades? 888-970-4685. Let's put together a review for you. This is your time to say, all right, I'm finally going to do it and get a second opinion. I talked about your pillars. Investments has always been where we've been. Talk to me about how you look at investments now.
As far as the different places that you can go, we're looking at it, from the perspective of qualified, non-qualified, how the money's going to grow tax-wise in the future. Qualified just means the IRS is qualified to be tax-deferred or tax-free. So we can, jump into all of that stuff. But it all starts with the relationship, to be honest. I kind of wanted to share, I had someone come in recently, became a client in the last 6 months with one of our other advisors. Sean is actually somebody that I knew, so I referred them to Sean. And they made a comment to me recently that they feel like they know us better already just in a few months than they knew their previous advisor over 10 years. And I thought that was a huge compliment because we really strive to be that way. Scott and I sat down probably 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, and said, how can we serve our clients better and more? And we determined back then we want to meet with our clients. Some it's minimum once, some it's twice, some every single quarter we meet with. And what we've learned by doing that, number one, we get so many referrals from our current clients because we see them so often. So you hear these commercials or radio ads or something say, does your advisor never call you? Our clients will not say that because we call them often. We have newsletters that go out almost weekly. Monthly, we have client events. We serve our clients, I think, to the nth degree, and it really pays back to us in the form of they want to bring their friends and family to work with us as well.
Most significant transitions, I look at this, and usually we hit on emotional, Scott, probably because I always say that when you walk away or it's not your choice, somebody tells you to walk away and this is your retirement time, there's a big identity crisis for a lot of people, and this is what I've always done, this is who I've always been. Are there other transitions that you pay attention to as we move from this accumulation phase now into this preservation and distribution phase?
Definitely. One of the things that I find a lot is people are so used to, they almost need permission to spend money. As crazy as that sounds, some people spend too much, and it's probably why they don't have an advisor and they run out of money. But a lot of times people are so good at saving while at the same time getting paid by a company. When we build everything out, say, hey, it's okay to spend some money. That's why we build this plan. Do you want to die with $10 million, or do you want to die with $7 million? That still passes on to your heirs, and you get to spend more. So that's a transition of flipping the switch of allowing, hey, this is why you save the money.
Yeah.
Go travel, go do this, go see your grandkids. So there's that transition. And then unfortunately on the other side of the coin is when someone passes, a spouse passes, that transition. And we've had to walk, Chris and I and our staff have had to walk through that more times than we'd like, but that's a big transition that can be scary, especially if maybe there's, a husband and wife, and one of those two people was like the financial coach along with us, kind of like the point guard, and the other person didn't do it. And then that's where our relation could kind of come and say, you don't have to learn all this stuff. This is part of the reason we're here, and we can walk them through that transition. So that happens a lot as well, because we know that's going to happen. So having, as Chris said earlier, that relationship, it's for the good times and the bad. It's not just, wow, I made 18% last year. It's Papa passed, or my husband passed, my wife passed. Now what? And having, hey, these folks are here to guide me through that too.
Well, I want to get into that as we transition. There are strategy times. And I think we've always talked about it. The longer the runway you have, the better. Leading into kind of Social Security times. Getting to you to the point before we have to strategize on, hey, we're thinking about this and we've got to turn this on, and we've been told that there's an only one-time thing. I want it, I need it, or do I not? Can I strategize? These are kind of things that you talk about in the early stages of this could be your long-term income plan, and it's just part of it.
Yeah, and those questions are always, for us, kind of easy to answer because we can give you the options. If you take income, Social Security, for example, at 62, this is what it looks like. If you wait till 67 or 70, this is the number. And if you take it early, you're going to get a lot more payments than if you wait till 70. You get 8 years more of payments. But if you waited till 70, you'll get 45% more than you would have gotten at 62. So if you live past 78, you're better off waiting until 70. So those are easy for us. We've talked about that 1,000 times. The conversations that most people don't realize you're going to have, we have all the time. And that's my spouse passed. My spouse is the one that did all the meetings with Scott. But the good thing is I always came to the meetings, so I don't have to. I say this as there's an 800 number on the screen, but I don't have to call an 800 number and talk to a stranger
Darn it.
About my accounts. I know Scott. I've been in 20 meetings with Scott. I know Scott. I know his family, and Scott knows me and my family. And the questions I have now is, my husband passed. I'm really worried. We have $5 million. How are my kids going to manage that? My kids live in Southern California. They can barely afford to, pay for the kids' sports. And then we start talking about, do you realize a kid's birthday party these days, they hire horses and ponies and blow up balloons, and it costs, $2,000, and they have all the parents and they pay for that. And they're frustrated because we never did that when we were, young. And it's different. So we help walk them through these. These are real things that are going to happen. And you've got $5 million, and you've got maybe a daughter and son-in-law that have never had any money except maybe $100,000 in their 401k. How are they going to manage $5 million if I pass away? So we coach them through that. We bring the kids in and coach them too. Whatever we need to do. These are things that a lot of people don't think about, but we walk through that every week in our career.
Your son Luke's birthday is soon, I think.
Yeah.
Are you getting a horse for that?
No. 4 tri-tips. That's it. Bring your own beer.
Wow.
It is all part of the process. And look, laughing through a lot of this is part of the process. It is complicated, stressful, difficult to do, but you want to be with people that you can sit around and laugh with, because it's doing life and adjusting to what life brings you. 888-970-4685 for your complimentary financial compass review that covers all of that. And what are we going to do on the what ifs? Let's put it together for you. If you'd like an appointment, we'd love for you to call. You can scan the QR code, set up your own appointment as well, but it is getting started now. Can't stress it enough. if you've been watching and waiting and saying at some point, make this the point. 888-970-4685. Back after this.
Are you wondering if your 401k is truly on track for retirement? Worried about market ups and downs? Our free ebook, Navigating Your 401k in Retirement, can be your guide. Our goal is to help you identify potential roadblocks, navigate market twists, and optimize your contributions so you can steer towards a more secure and fulfilling future. Download your guide today. Feeling overwhelmed by the numbers in retirement planning? Well, you're not alone. Our Big Picture Retirement Planning Cheat Sheet is designed to help you quickly reference key figures like contribution limits, tax brackets, and Social Security benefit thresholds. Get clear on your retirement numbers and download your complimentary cheat sheet today.
Glad you're with us on Your Financial Compass. Brad Johansson, Chris Bowman, Scott Vallon. Bowman Wealth Group. We're talking about the Bulman Way, why it is the way it is, and why planning is so significant to what they do, putting together your Financial Compass review. We just kind of hit on the Social Security. I want to hit a couple of spots that are going to be major hurdles for a lot of people. Let me start with taxes and why you spend so much time on talking about taxes and figuring these things out. When most advisors will tell you, you don't need to worry about this until RMD age. Why is it so significant, especially now, for us to, and you believe, to be planning in a tax environment that's probably as advantageous as we're going to see for a while?
Yeah. Well, obviously, no one likes paying taxes, and sometimes the more money you have, as Biggie once said, the more problems you have. And how can we get out of
He pointed to me when he said Biggie.
Yeah.
He was talking about the rapper.
yeah, not Biggie Bulman. Biggie Bulman.
I like
we
it.
call Chris Smalley Biggs, not Biggie Smalls. Anyhow, taxes are going to go up. How can they not? Especially when we're mapping out the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And if we've got this, say we got $2 million in a 401k, traditional 401k or traditional IRA. On paper, that looks great. But not all of that is yours. And we know those tax rates are going to change, and we're in business with the federal government and the IRS. They're going to change what percentage of that is theirs over time. So, proactive tax planning comes into that of things like what are called Roth conversions. There's a lot of nuance involved. It doesn't make sense in every situation, but it always makes sense to look into to see, to make sure we're not creating more problems than we're solving. We know what the tax rates are now. Can we take advantage of these current rules, convert things from our traditional IRA into a Roth, get the taxes out of the way now, and then once it's in the Roth IRA, we know everything we put in, all the future gains, are tax-free. So it's getting out ahead of what's going to be arguably a tax tidal wave. A secondary benefit of that too is, hey, I want to leave my kids as much as I can. If we leave them, our children, a bunch of traditional IRA money, they have a 10-year window to liquidate it all. So if you leave them $2 million in an IRA, that's nice, but at the same time, it's triggering a ton of taxes for them. So if you leave them a Roth IRA, every penny's there. So that's a nice secondary layer of benefit to it. So it's always worth looking into. I had a conversation this morning with a client as we're structuring his, and we can systematically do it. We don't do it all at once and rip off, the whole cast. Yeah. Generally, we do it systematically, and maybe we don't convert it all, but we can get a lot out of the way before we hit that RMD age.
Go to healthcare beyond this because of the amount of money. It's now estimated between $300,000 and $400,000 that even healthy 65-year-olds are going to spend on healthcare the rest of their life, and it continues to grow up. Somewhere just short of 10% healthcare. The cost is significant, and you're planning for the what if. How do you make sure that that's in a plan for these people who are heading into this area of life where we don't know what's going to happen medically?
Yeah, it's interesting. When you have kids and they go to school, you get this list before they go to school of all the things. And my wife, the kids love it. They go to Target or whatever, and they go through and they check off pencils, notebooks, all the things they need for school. And they could do it all in one shopping. We don't do that in a financial plan because we need insurance. We need life insurance, health insurance, long-term care insurance, disability insurance, umbrella plan. We need 401ks, IRAs. We don't go through and try to check everything off in the first meeting. This is over time, but we do talk about them. So we over time, every time we visit, we're trying to check off another box or making sure that the boxes we have checked haven't changed. And if they have, what do we need to do? But you have to plan in advance for some of these things. Just like retirement, if you don't have a pension and you're not counting on totally Social Security, which you shouldn't be, you need a plan, right? So when you're 30, it'd be really good if you were investing in a 401k so that when you're 60, you have money. Same thing with long-term care. If you're 60 now, you should be thinking about long-term care and look into it. Maybe you can't buy it. Maybe you don't qualify for it. Maybe it's too expensive. But we should be looking into it. Especially, you know what's interesting, most of the people that buy long-term care or these advanced type care plans are people that have gone through it with their parents or aunts and uncles or friends and seen the devastation it causes in a portfolio. If everybody else experienced that, they would be going to buy it too. But it's something you have to talk about, and it's always best to talk about it in advance of when you need it, not when you need it.
I want to put the book back up real quick before I leave the number for you and we talk about appointments, because Chris has put this together out in July. The Financial Compass that includes all of these things, the pillars that Bowman Wealth stands on, and everything that you need to know. So it's kind of that user's guide. If you scan the QR code, Chris has graciously said that he will sign every copy before?
For sure.
And he'll call you and read it aloud to you.
And he will call
like
you
it's a lullaby.
to put you to bed with the Financial Compass. Scan the QR code, we'll send it out to you for free. We joke a lot because this should be enjoyable, and yet it's become so complicated for so many people that they don't even want to address it. And I say it all the time, you kick the can down the road because you don't have to right now, and yet the more time that you have to try and put this together, the better for you. So let's put together a complimentary Financial Compass review for you at 888-970-4685. You can scan the QR code for the appointment as well. It could be a phone call, but hopefully it's in person, because this is going to be a long-time relationship to see whether or not this works for you. But doing it now is the best. 888-970-4685. Let's get an appointment together so that we can map out your next 30 years of beautiful retirement. Grateful for your time here, as always. Hope to see you in the office and right back here next time on Your Financial Compass.